Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how y'all doing? It's 3 o'clock p.m. in the Eastern time zone. Yes, I will be waiting for the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers game to come on later on around 4:25, 4:30 here in the Eastern time zone as well. So be on the lookout for that game if you're a Carolina Panthers fan or Atlanta Falcons fan. Don't worry, I will do the Chicago Bears versus Carolina Panthers game, but it's going to be very short and sweet. So let me get to my thoughts, big cat thoughts of last month, and I was supposed to do that on the last day of that month, but unfortunately, real life got in the way. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. So, without further ado, let's go on ahead and talk about a video game that was getting all the buzz, all the talk, and not in a positive light. Concord was a multiplayer first-person hero shooter game developed by Firewalk Studios and published by SIE, which is Sony Interactive Entertainment. It was released on PS5 Windows on August 23rd, 2004. Set in the retro futuristic sci-fi world inhabited by coexisting humans and humanoid and almost said androids aliens. It evolved around battles between teams competing mercenaries. It developed over 8 years and on the reported US $400 million budget. The game was intended as a tentpole title by Sony, who believed it would eventually expand it into a Star Wars level franchise with numerous spin-offs. Good thing they didn't. Read the next sentence. Concord was released to mixed reviews from critics. I thought it was negative, but that's just me. It experienced unprecedentedly low sales for a project of its size and was shut down on September 6, 2024, 2 weeks after its launch, with all the sold copies being refunded. You can read the rest of it on wikipedia.org. Okay, Sony. With that money, you could have used that to bring back franchises like, I don't know, Resistance, Killzone, SOCOM, or at least try a new game, which they did just that with Concord. But the problem is, for what I'm hearing and what I've read and watched, it's been there, done that. If it came out 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago, or shoot, even 6 years ago, it would be a totally different story, but that wasn't the case. So, yeah, I mean, Sony better like next time. You gotta listen to the gaming community. Now, they're catching some serious heat. I'm not talking about the gaming community. I can talk about them later on this year. Sony is catching some serious heat because of you guessed it, PlayStation 5 Pro was announced, last month as well. And if I can scroll down to, where is it? No, what am I doing? Where is the PlayStation 5 Pro? Here it is. It was formally announced by Sony on September 10, 2024, following the industry's rumors in March of this year, just for 6 months straight. And along with other changes, the new console has 3 primary improvements. The GPU about 45% faster than the existing PlayStation 5, deep learning based image upscaling technology called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution PSSR, and twice as fast ray tracing performance compared to the PS5. As a result, games optimized for the Pro are expected to support 4K resolutions at 60 frames per second or FPS. It will also ship with a 2 terabyte internal SSD storage unit, but it will not include an optical disk drive nor a vertical stand, which it can be purchased separately. I think the vertical stand is $29.99 US dollars, I believe, and the optical disk drive, I think it's $79.99 US dollars. So if you throw in the taxes, it would be like over $80 for that, and the vertical stand would be over $30, I believe. So yeah, and I did say which it can be purchased separately. The Pro unit also includes support Wi-Fi 7 and 8K resolution output. The games can be patched to access features of the Pro system, with 50 games expected to be ready with enhanced versions by the system's launch, which you can read the rest of it. Let me read the last one. Let me see. The Game Boost feature will also allow selected PS4 games to have improved resolutions on the Pro system, with about 8,500 such games set to use this feature at launch. The Pro model is planned for a global release next month on the 7th this year, with a price point of US $699.99, tax included. So it would be like over 700. So let's just say that the critics had a grand old time picking the PS5 Pro apart for it. It sounds the same, doesn't do anything special, and in fact, Rolling Stone, they said, observed an overwhelmingly negative response to the console's limited increase of its benefits. Let's just say Sports Illustrated, yes, the Sports Illustrated mocked the price point. You can read the rest of it. There's an article linked to it. So for me, I would rather just roll with the PlayStation 5 Slim and keep it moving. I would love to get the PlayStation 5 Pro just for, 2 terabytes alone, but that $700 price point, which that's a digital version. Then you gotta buy the Blu-ray disc drive, which is $79.99 here in the US. We're looking at maybe 781 or 82 or $83, tax included. So that sounds like a laptop. Sheesh. Like I said, I'll roll with the PlayStation 5 Slim before I go near PS5 Pro. No thanks, Sony. It's the most expensive console since the original PlayStation 3. Yes, that George Foreman looking PlayStation 3 video game console. I'm not joking. Anyway, let me move on to a little bit world technology once again, but it's a different kind. It's about microphones. I am trying to figure out which one I'm going to roll with. The final budget slash premium microphone. Is it going to be the Maono PD400X, Samson Q9U, or Shure MV7 Plus? I've been going back and forth with those three. In fact, I had my eye on the Maono PD400X for 2 years, but I had also had my eyes on Samson Q9U for 3 years. So it's a tug of war. I like what I'm hearing from Maono, but what I've heard with you have to you have to create an account to use the software link. Then there's on the Windows PC. I'm not sure about Mac computer. You have like the Windows PC asking you a question. Do you trust the company to use a basic functionality of a microphone on a USB mode? Don't ask me why they're doing it, but so you have that. I don't know if you have that with Shure MV7 Plus. I've heard a lot of good things with that microphone, but it's also mixed with negative. It's a mixed reviews. If it's XLR mode, awesome. If it's USB, yeah, not so great. With Samson Q9U, everybody knows that it's the most polarizing, it's the most hated or the most liked, more like the most hated microphone because of the muff audio. So I don't know what I'm gonna get. I'm still looking into it. I might just get Samson Q9U instead because I don't want to go through all the headache. What do y'all think? Now, here in North Carolina, we did get hit with the Hurricane Helen, but it's not as bad where I live like it is in the West. Before I go any further, let me say this. My brother-in-law, my sister, and her children, they're doing good. They got rain. I think they had some flooded areas. I'm not sure where. I didn't go into detail, but they're doing good, and that's all that counts. In the mountain regions, let's just say it's a lot worse than you think. It's a miniature of Hurricane Katrina for those people. It's that bad, but I feel they'll find a way to bounce back no matter how long it takes. Keep your heads up. There was an NBA big trade, mind you, between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks. They sent Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle from the New York Knicks to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Karl Anthony Towns with a draft pick of next year, I believe. No, I also think the New York Knicks send a draft pick as well. So this is going to be interesting. See how that plays out. I want to see where those two teams end up because of that trade. Their fans, they're pumped, and others not so pumped. They're more angry, especially if you're talking to the Minnesota Timberwolves fan base. They're like, why did you mess with something that works? They got to the Western Conference Finals a year ago, so why you touch something that isn't broken? So I don't know. Julius Randle, he's a little dinged up, so we'll see how that plays out between these two teams for 2024 and 2025 NBA regular season, which is supposed to come out. It's supposed to begin on the 23rd of this month, I believe. And last but not least, there will be a live action movie of Bleach coming out of Hollywood. I'll put the links in the description. I did not see that coming, and I just hope it doesn't fall into the Dragon Ball Evolution world where it's so bad that it'll be about 10, 20, 30 years before you see another live action movie of that franchise like we're seeing with Dragon Ball. I don't think they ever going to touch a live action movie from Hollywood ever again because it was that bad. So without further ado, I'm throwing y'all a salute with your thoughts on today's topics. Peace.